Hello everyone! Welcome to Monday! So today I was back at the school. We're still working on scheduling. I've had to start over on a couple pieces because they're not happy about a few things, which is okay. I'm sure that I will get there. So today may be fairly dull. I hate to say that my life is dull, but unfortunately when you work all the time like I do, it tends to be kind of boring at times, or, routine. So I will be working today at home this afternoon. It's about 2 o'clock. I am starving. I have not gotten lunch yet at all, and that accounts for part of my being a little bit negative at the moment. I don't know if any of you all ever feel that way, or if any of you all ever have that happen to you, but to me, if you don't, when my blood sugar drops, I tend to be less than a wonderful person to be around. Seems to be a family trait in my house. So I'm not quite sure why that is. I just know that life will get better when I get home, make some lunch, let my blood sugar come back up a little bit, and I won't be quite so cranky. That has nothing to do with the thyroidism. I used to be 110 pounds soaking wet, and I was still like that. So that's just some other kind of genetic trait. And it is a little overcast this afternoon. Emma and I did not get to walk yesterday at all because when the afternoon came, it was pouring rain, and yeah, not gonna happen in the pouring rain. I'm hoping that this afternoon we will be able to, but there are no guarantees. Other than that, I just hope everybody's having a fantastic Monday. It is a full Monday today, or it definitely feels that way to me. And we will see what else happens. Update on my coolant level. It is staying about where it should. I have still not figured out, I guess it just went over because it had no extra coolant to check from. So this evening I will be going and looking at my coolant level again and seeing if I can figure out if it's pulling coolant in. If it is, I may refill it in the reservoir again. But it's not leaking out where I am. I've been checking where I've been sitting because it's so toxic. So I haven't figured out exactly what's happening yet. But yeah, that's kind of it. We'll just see where that coolant level goes. My oil was a little bit low, but it's time to reuse it. My car has like 174,000 miles on it, so for it to use a little bit of oil doesn't hurt my feelings. I just need to make sure that it's not leaking anymore and that we don't get so low again. Okay everybody, so what I'm making today are low-fat chicken turnovers, and what I start with are boneless, skinless chicken breasts. I'm going to put it on this cookie sheet, add some salt and pepper, and then cover it with aluminum foil tightly and put it in a 350-degree oven for about 30 minutes or so, 30-45 minutes, however long it takes for it to be really cooked. Then I'm going to bring it out, I'm going to let it rest for a minute, and then I'm going to shred it up. At that point, I'll come back and show you the rest. I actually decided against using salt, but I pepper it, and I wanted to show you all. I add a fair amount of pepper, but only to one side, and it's just for extra flavoring for the next step. So it just gets covered like that and then put into the oven, and it's left in the oven for, like I said, somewhere around 30 minutes. I also don't buy my chicken pre-packaged like individually. So what I do is I take a regular bag, I fold it over about an inch so it doesn't make, if it touches around here, it won't make the seal messy. Then I use my fork, just pick it up, put it in, fold the top back over, and I always use freezer bags. I'm a big fan of those. But if you're looking to maybe save some money when you're doing your chicken, this is a great way to do it. Okay, so when your chicken comes out, it's going to look something like this. It'll reduce in size a bit, but it has this good pepper crust on it. Then I started this, and it's a little too warm here on my burner. Put your cream cheese in there and let it start to soften outside of the fridge. Then the next step to making this is take your chicken breast, cut it up into cubes, put it into, I use a Cuisinart just because it's the easiest thing to do, but you'll put it in there, and then give me a second, guys, and I will show you what it comes out looking like. Okay, so you're going to basically kind of grind the chicken up until it looks like this, and then add it directly into the skillet. Alright guys, so this is like a chicken breast and a half that has been basically ground. We are going to put ground thyme in it, and you want to put a liberal amount of ground thyme in here. You really want to add quite a bit because it will take a bit for it to really start to flavor. Be careful, don't add too much, but what I suggest is doing something like that. The other thing that we have not added yet that we do need to add into it, and I choose not to use fresh because I think it's a little easier with this, is you need to add some onion in. Can add fresh to it, but I prefer to add dried ones. So, oh, that thyme smells good. So the next step is just basically to add these in, and then you basically smush it around together. You can see here why the heat is so important is because you're basically going to make kind of like just like a congealed mess of these ingredients till it is all combined. So you're just going to keep using your spatula until all of this is combined together, and then I suggest that you do a taste test and make sure it all tastes right, or that it has enough time in it for you guys. And the cream cheese that I used was fat-free, and you're only going to use a little bit in each wonton, so you don't have to worry so much about the calories. Okay, when you get it to this stage where it is all combined, and you can see that it's all mushed together, when it's all mushed together like this and has like that consistency, at this point you can either go ahead and start doing the wontons. I'm actually doing this at about 9 o'clock at night, so I don't need to eat at this point. So what I'm going to do is take a plastic container, and I'm going to put this mixture into this container, and then put on a lid good and tight. At this point, go ahead and turn your heat off, and you probably are going to need a spatula to put it all in. That's what I do. And then I'm also thinking that maybe chicken salad would be good later on in the week, but I'm not sure, so I'm going to take another container and put this extra chicken breast in that I didn't need for this mixture. And tomorrow night I will show you all, before this video goes up, I will show you how to make the wonton wraps out of it. You might notice that it didn't stay on there very long, and it really didn't, guys. These minced onions will soften up being in this mixture, so don't worry about that part. If you do use fresh onions, you need to cook them until they're translucent and just start to get good and soft before you add in your cream cheese and your chicken, okay? Okay guys, so I wanted to finish showing you my meal prep. Life has gotten a little crazy, and so I have not gotten to video this when I was doing it, so quantities have changed and things are open now, but I did want to show it to you. To do it, you need either a regular size muffin pan or a mini muffin pan would also work. And then you also need these wonton wraps, and what these look like, and I'm going to show you all. If you've never gotten them before, you get them in the health food section of the grocery store. At least here in Tennessee, you get them in the health food section. Then they are these little strips of like pastry almost. And what you would do is you'd take one wonton wrapper, and you'll have this square that's like this big, okay? I'll tell you what, I'll show you one and then I'll just put it back. So you have one square, looks like this, it's already floured, so you may get some flour off on your hands. You're going to take it, just gently push it down in here, it makes like a cup. You can, if you want to, close them up. You can leave them open. I usually leave them open because I don't want too many wrappers, and I do want a certain amount of filling in there. But if you wish, you can absolutely close them like they show you, and they do have instructions on how to use wonton wrappers if you've never used them. And they show you that here on the back. Okay, so this kind is just the only kind I've ever used is this Nasoya, and it works great, tastes good.
2 thumbs up. Once you have your wrapper in your tin, what you'll do is you'll take, and your mixture will look something like this. And today it's still good. You can see that I've used some of it, a fair amount of it. You're going to take just a regular, you don't need a serving spoon. You need just a regular spoon, which I don't know that I have at the moment, but you need just regular tablespoon. Or any kind of small spoon. You don't need a big serving spoon. That'll be too much filling. You're going to take your filling, you're going to put it in the middle of that wrapper, and usually I fill the middle ones first so that this sheet stays balanced, but you do whatever you want. You don't have to cover it at all, really, unless you want to. You can add green peppers on top. I do that sometimes, or other veggies in on it. Then once you have that, you are going to put this in the oven at 350, between 350 and 400 for about 3 to 4 minutes, or until this will actually get, like, even in the oven, it'll get toasty like that. You don't need to fry it. You can put it in the oven and bake it, and it'll still do it. And that is what I do for meal prep sometimes, guys. It makes a really tasty, I'm so sorry about the cough, guys. It makes a really tasty meal. And like I said, it holds really well and in the fridge. And yeah, so I hope everybody had a great day. I'll see y'all tomorrow.